Okay, Sunday morning in the kingdom, and there's a slight breeze. It got windy last night. I don't know why. I thought I was living in Saskatchewan or Wyoming. All right, this morning we woke up to plus 18, but feels like 18. But it's lies. It's chilly out here. I got my sweater on and my jacket. And then on the yo-yo scale, plus 64, but feels like plus 64. Yes, we had a 64 Bel Air car. Ooh, it was a chick magnet. It's featured in my books, the first ones I wrote. Yes, back in 1 and 2. Yes, I think that was Cat Train Newsletters and Life in the Kingdom. Also, too, Amazon has my 40th book, Living Remote. That tells you how to live without money at the end of the world. Yes. Recycle, reuse, repurpose. Yes. And it's free as an ebook on Amazon from August 25th to the 29th. 5 days on Amazon, 4 days on Sesame Street. Yes. So enjoy the book. Link in the description. I still haven't figured out how to do the end screen link thingy bob. All right. So today we're going to work on the snow truck. We're standing over here. I unplugged the flag, untangled the flags. Yes, that's a full-time job as an old guy reaching up and untangling them. And also, too, it's Sunday, so I'm standing over here so I can show the vacuum. Yes, I haven't cleaned it yet, but you got to clean your vacuum. Yes, it's Sunday, so we're having eggs and weenies again. Yes, we've hit hard times. We're not paying over $10 for bacon that's half fat. When you cook it up, there is no meat in it. Yeah, so you buy the hot dogs, you cut them into strips, they curl up nice, and then you can have hot dogs for supper because they give you a 12-pack of, I think it's a 12-pack of weenies, or is it a 10-pack of weenies? And if you buy the hot dog buns, that will give you 10 weenies, or no, 10 buns, or somehow it doesn't work out. But that's the new math of the world today. 10 equals 12, yes, or whatever. So you always have the extra. I think it is 10 weenies and 12 buns, yes. But if you have poor man hot dogs, which is the bread, you just roll it up so you have an endless supply of bread with a hole in the middle of the bread so the ketchup and mustard can, I would say, drip out. All right, let's scroll this way. That's the film trucks there. We got the transmission coming for the 41 Chevy. Yes, we got to fix it so we have bow low. It's too hard on it driving around. But we've been pretty busy this summer, wandering around aimlessly lost. Not really sure what we've been doing, but we got lots done. Ooh, I went too fast. I got dizzy. I was beveraging last night and watching more on Ruby Ridge. That was one screw up after screw up after screw up. And I'm glad to write a book and tour the shows, yes, because that's going to be my retirement. I'll pack along my books and, how would you say, have fun, do those shows, yes, show off my books, yeah, because it's too hard to drive this stuff around and drag it along, because now with the new rules and regulations, if the DOT sees that Ford, they'll pull it over immediately because it's so obsolete. They don't want it on the road yet. It is in good shape. Yes, there we go. Almost a full rotation. I'm getting dizzy. I need a beverage. Oh, wait, it's Sunday. We can day drink. Yes, let's go walk the dogs. Let them run free. And then we'll do some computer. And then we'll be out on the snow truck working on it. Oh, the memories. Oh, I better go. Here comes the boss. Okay, a YouTube subscriber, Kingdom follower, asked about the overload. So here I make a note because I kind of drink a lot or whatever. So I make a note so I can remember, because if I don't write it down, I don't remember, I guess. That's the joys of getting old. Okay, you got to remember 85 years ago, metal was different. Yes, they were learning about metal, but also too by 1939 they improved the steel structure and stuff like that. Remember the Titanic sunk? It's a very brittle steel. Just took a little bit of a rub on the ice cube there and it kind of ripped, eh? So the steel back then was kind of soft, as I say, or whatever, soft, I guess you would say. It's the metallurgy of it or whatever. So this is what they did for springs. It's very common, and that's the way it worked. So you have your base spring here, which is for when the truck is, bombing along, everything's normal. And then as you load it up, okay, so if this truck is rated for, say, 1.5 tons, back then that was a very weak 1.5 tons. Like if you put the 1.5 tons on it today, well, it wouldn't work, okay? So that's what I say. It's a very weak number system. That's why we don't bother with the number system. We just call it a truck, yeah. So once you go loaded it up, then the body or the frame came down onto here, and then this is the overload springs, very common. Nowadays, they'll put airbags in here. So you buy, say, a Ford Dually from the dealership at $100,000, and then you take it home, and then you put the airbag kit right in here. and then there's a little bracket to come out. So the airbags help assist in the, how would you say, the ride of the vehicle and for loading it up heavy. But then the frame bends or breaks anyways. Okay, the Screaming Ford, which gave me 15 seconds of fame on Ice Road Truckers, has a walking beam suspension. It's the Hendrickson. Oh, I screwed that up, I know for sure. Alright, we totally rebuilt the suspension in 2016. That's your spring. Yes, there's no ride, no shocks, no nothing. And it sends it down to here. And then that's the walking beam that goes back and forth. It's attached to each axle. So this truck, you'll see it in the tractor poles or the truck poles. They hook onto the fifth wheel or on the back here, and both wheels will stay on the ground, and this frame will lift up to do a nice wheelie stand. This thing worked good in the winter roads because the frame would, how would you say, the wheels would go up and down, and it worked out very well compared to the air ride suspension of today. Oh yes, we can't forget this 1976 AM General, the M816, how would you say, military rotor wrecker. Military did everything heavy duty. Look at the front springs. Yes, build it strong, build it heavy. Yeah, since you're only doing 35 miles an hour top speed. And then look at back here. Like those are springs. It's the same design sort of thing. It's kind of a walking beam thing. So the axles will flex up and down. But that's the military. Over-engineer it, over-design it. It'll never wear out. Yes, this truck here, I wouldn't want to work on it because it's, how would you say, it's pretty heavy-duty stuff for being retired to work on. Okay, we're over at the frame jig here, which is the bread truck. Yes, the bread truck. So this actually has a Hendrickson suspension. Yes, this is what they call the air ride. Okay, so there's one spring, holds it all together. Yes, one big spring. So when you're up on the winter roads bouncing along and you hit the bad ice hole or whatever, this spring will snap. That's almost 2 inches thick, and it'll snap, and you can hear it in the cab of the truck. So everything is based on the airbag. The more you load it, the more air goes in the bag, and it gives it a soft ride. But they're not the best up on the winter roads, because if you have two of these axles together, how would you say, you have to wait for the air to go up, the air to go down, everything like that. So how would you say, it doesn't follow the contour of the ground. Whereas the walking beams follow the ground, you have traction at all times. So that's why we're not, how would you say, I'm the king of obsolete, and well, we won't have air ride suspension in any of my vehicles, but my frame jig will have the air ride, so I can puff up the air in the bags to level out this frame when it goes in the shop. Pretty smart thinking, eh? Okay, the next item was a YouTube subscriber, Kingdom follower, asked about this axle on the front. It's an idler axle. We don't know where it's going to actually be and how to tighten it up till we design the tracks thing. We're basically copying a Model T Ford or the farm tractors, which had the little idler in the front and the track went up and over and stuff like that. I think it was the Massey Fergusons that went to the South Pole. I think it was that Hillary group, I think it was. Like, that's amazing, driving Massey or farm tractors with gas motors all the way to the South Pole, because you have different heights and elevations and everything. So those carburetors must have been great fun to adjust. So all we did was to get it to figure it out and get things made was just to tack weld it into place. Once we start figuring out the track system and the design, or if something is gifted under the Christmas tree, we'll make it work. But right now we want this in here. But also too, we've cleaned out the storage trailer of 2 tires, 2 hubs, all the wheel nuts, the new dust cups, and a bent axle, because this was a bent axle, and we made it fit. See, we did this back in April, so we did some welding on there. So it's temporary welded in. Also too, this truck has taken a TD18 gas tank out of storage. It was on the shelf. A box that we've had for how many years. It was on the Screaming Ford at one time. It's now the battery box toolbox, and we're getting all the parts off the shelf because this truck was in the storage trailer, stripped right down. All these parts were in the other trailer, and now look at it. We're creating room in the trailers. Yes, and these skis were built, and that's the material that was under the workbench. They can be longer, shorter, whatever, but we have to strip off these brake drums and trim things up. We also need a set of kingpins. But we also did a temporary assemble on it, so we knew where the parts were, because the whole idea was this to go in the shop. Okay, I'm back. I'm under a lot of pressure filming this morning. I have Jack cawing in the background there. Hopefully he meets the squirrels. I seen the squirrels this morning. Yes, hopefully they're gone by the evening. And Jack is on his off to his other hunting grounds. Also, too, I ate lots of peanut butter on my sandwich. Yes, or my toast this morning. So today's project is to bolt this motor together. Well, first we have to bolt it down and get parts on it. So if we take all the parts off the back of the, I'll just say, the 38 Maple Leaf over in the shop, get as many parts on this motor today. We might get it running. I don't know if they're forecasting rain. And then if it does rain, we'll hide in the shop because we have to make a door hinge. Yes, a door hinge. I took it off and put it on the 45 Chevy truck. I don't know why why it was missing a hinge. Oh, wait, got hit by the train. All right, so that's what our project today is to get this thing, all the parts and pieces on it. Yes, get more parts and pieces on. Yes, that way we can make a list of what we need. We lucked out with the missing U-joints and everything yesterday. We performed magic, but we got greasy, and I mean greasy and dirty. But that was okay, so hopefully today will be a relaxing day since it's Sunday, and we can day drink too. All right, let's get to work. Let's get this motor bolted down so we can maybe have voom voom. Okay, late lunch in the kingdom. Okay, as I was bolting the motor down, that actually went pretty good because it's pretty simple. 4 bolts and cross-thread it, whatever, make it stick. All right, so I got thinking, it's hard to explain what's going on when I don't really have the ideas or whatever. I have ideas in my head, but how do I put them on paper unless I'm beveraging? Yes. So the easiest thing to do, just since how we're men, we have to look at pictures like the Playboy. So I went and got some brand new tire chains out of the shed. Yes, we keep inventory, and they'll have no resale value at my estate sale, so let's, how would you say, modify them. So these tire chains are for the semi-trucks, so they're a little big. All right, they're not made for skinny little tires. So I put it on here to simulate what's going to happen. So this gives the viewers an idea of what's going on, but also too, let's get the ideas happening because I'm copying the farm tractors that went to the South Pole. So we want to do that, but we have to be able to, how would you say, incorporate what we have for materials here at the end of the world. So this axle has been welded solid for visual purposes and everything like that. So that's why it's there. But now that we've kind of tossed a set of tire chains on, we got an idea on how to make it lever. Go this way for tightening the chains or the track. So this might work out. And if I play around some more and more, when I do get this thing up and running, if there's snow on the ground, I'll drive ahead 10 feet because the idler wheel is going to hold it up. So it's just like the dual wheels on these trucks. So maybe if I play around with these chains, learn some more, and then we can test drive and build the tightener mechanism. All right. So this is an idea of what we got going. And I didn't brutalize these chains, okay? I took it apart and put all the pieces in here because they're brand new. They're not worn out, but we have a welder. We can put it back together because we've done it lots fixing tire chains. Yes, my claim to fame was Ice Road Truckers, and I had tire chains on everything. Yes, and we carried lots because they break. These aren't the good quality ones, but we want disposable ones when we do the winter roads. So this will work out good. This is all part of having fun and enjoying beverage on a Sunday afternoon. Yes, it is afternoon. Let's go burn some eggs and weenies and then get back out here and maybe get that motor buttoned up some more and maybe we can have a voom voom. Okay, after lunch in the kingdom and it's getting windy. So at lunchtime while I was burning the eggs and the weenies, I found the book. There's the book. Yes, it was gifted to me from a fellow in New Zealand. Yes, so he mailed it all the way from down there up to here. It's a very good book with glossy photos. Here, I'll see if I can open a page or two. Okay, it's windy enough. It might turn the pages for me. So here we go. There's the tractors that went to the South Pole. Yes, that's where the South Pole is. Right there. All right, let's see if we can open it up and see some glossy photos. Ooh, look at that. Looks like my project. Yeah, it's all rusted and beat up. But that's the tracks we want to make. And hopefully we'll be able to figure it out. These are the very glossy photos in this book. I imagine it cost a fair bit of money to print back in the day. Ooh, look at that. Colors. Yes, I'm colorblind, so it looks good to me. All right, let's get back to work. We have lots to do. Okay, this is a 216 motor out of the 38 Maple Leaf truck. We had it up and running in 2012, and I think it was the fall of 2013 or 12. I'm not sure, but the rad... the fan went through the rad, okay? we welded up all the front end from being loose and wobbly all over the place, and then we went to turn around on some rough ground and the fan touched the rad, or rad touched the fan. So the moral of the story is, if it ain't broke, why fix it? So this motor has not run, so I took the valve cover off because we want to oil these down. And also too, we're going to adjust the valves. Oh, where's that one? There. See that little knocky? All right. This is a oil, how would you say, a splash engine, just like your Briggs & Stratton. Remember that little motor you had on your go-kart? Okay, so it had a little thing on the bottom of the piston to splash the oil up to lube everything. So the oil pump on this just pumps oil up to here. Yes, to oil the valve train. Okay, and that's about it. The rest is all done with splash underneath. So what we're going to do is make sure we lube all this out after we, how'd you say, adjust the valves, because we got the valve cover off. Let's adjust it, because there's no way we're going to start cranking this thing over dry. We want the oil to be on top and flow downward. Plus we're going to make an improvement, so let's go to the shop. Okay, we learned something very important this summer or spring with the 38 GMC. A fellow in Georgia says, where's your PCV or PVC valve or whatever it is? Maybe the truck will idle if you do that. So we installed one, and that changed the truck around. So the thing never ran worth a crap since 1977 when Dad got it. And he taught automotive mechanics, so I don't know why he never thought of putting a PCV valve or whatever in. So the fellow in Georgia spotted it on the YouTube video. So if he's spotting it, other people are learning, and I'm learning too, okay? So we need a valve cover to adjust the small block Chevys. We don't like this valve cover because it has the boing push-in one. We want to tighten it down for the roads up here. So we're going to take the plasma cutter and cut this out so we can make a valve train adjusting tool for the small block Chevys. Yes, seems how we have, what, 6 or 8 or 10 of them? I don't know. So then we're going to take this and cut this out and weld it in here. Yes, cut, drill a hole or make a hole here first. That way, this motor will now have positive crankcase ventilation or whatever. And we sealed these up here, these vent holes here, for when we put it in storage. So we're going to straighten out this valve cover and get things right. Okay, so now we're going into the off and on rain. When I was in the trailer getting this valve cover, it was spitting rain. So I came out, it stopped raining, so I took the valve cover off. So what the plan will do is work outside. When the rains come, we run back in here. Okay, so it's going to work out good. Plus we can grab a beer on the way by too. Okay, it's starting to spit rain, but I went in the house and checked Google, and that was pointless. I ended up getting a 1939 service manual out, and they're saying, what, 14 or 13 or 6 or whatever. So the videos I clicked on real quickly on YouTube shows the guy doing this one, that one, that one, this one, that one. Oh, I just turned the motor over. It's really easy to do. And plus the fact that that's an intake valve, that's exhaust, so you can see the difference. And yellow for intake, red for exhaust, because exhaust is hot. So that's how I did it. So they're all set, but it's not an accurate thing because this motor hasn't run. So who says the valves aren't carboned up or anything like that? All right, let's get this oil soaked down and covered, because here comes the rains. Okay, I had to hustle, and then when I went to take the PVC valve or PCV or whatever valve out, that rubber broke. Yes, it was rotten. I don't know why. Probably 40 years old. But the thing is, that's the only small hole rubbers we have, because we switched everything out to the bigger holes. So I used the trusty drill and that step drill that was gifted to us. That thing's the handiest thing since sliced cheese. Yes, so I put it in. It's nice and tight, and then I siliconed it. Yes, we gasket good this motor, so it's not, how would you say, rainwater can get in, or if we take this truck swimming, because it is the snow truck with the tracks. We'll be out when it's not quite frozen, having fun, and we could go swimming. All right, it's starting to spit rain again. Let's go have a quick a beverage. Oh, these lips need some more, and then we can get back on this project. Okay, this wind is unreal, but we got some antifreeze lines run. We're getting close to putting the antifreeze in. Oh wait, we need a rad, but we're having fun. Okay, this is ludicrous, this wind. We got it all sealed up on frickin' real. I've had enough. It's 6 o'clock. Let's go see what the flags are doing.
Sunday morning in WHO-ville. It's just after 9 a.m. and I'm getting ready to make breakfast. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 20 degrees Celsius, which is 68 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. As you can see in the background, it is pretty windy. At least there's no bugs. I'm starting to feel a bit better as well. So I think this afternoon I'll go berry picking. Now it's time to head inside and let the dogs out. 11 a.m. and I just finished cleaning out both of the dog pens. When I get the trailer out tomorrow, I'll haul it all over to the kingdom. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, and get ready for lunch. Almost 1 p.m. and I just finished up lunch and I'm getting ready to head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. I had soup and a sandwich today. It was actually pretty good. I'm starting to feel a bit better. This is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 23 degrees Celsius, which is 73 degrees Fahrenheit. Now it's time to get the quad out and head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. Just after 1 p.m. and I made it to the kingdom. Looks like we're not doing anything today. My dad's just tinkering around on the snow truck, so I'll head on back into WHO-ville and start his laundry. I have about 2 loads to do, and then I can go do some berry picking while I wait to switch out his laundry. 1:30 and I just made it back from the kingdom. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out, then start my dad's laundry. Around 2 p.m. my little helper will come by, and then we're going to head out and do some berry picking for an hour. We're just going to go in behind the kingdom to a few of my berry spots. 2 p.m. and my little helper showed up, so we're going to head in behind the kingdom and do some berry picking. Hopefully there's lots there, but I guess we'll find out. 2 p.m. we made it back to the kingdom. As you can see, the blueberries are pretty much ready now. I was here last week and they looked pretty good, but look how big these guys are. So let's see how much we can pick in an hour or so. Almost 3 p.m. we just made it back into WHO-ville from berry picking. This is my ice cream pail here, and that is my little helpers. I think we did pretty good for less than an hour. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out. It was trying to rain while we were up there, and as you can see, it is still trying right now. 4:30 and I just finished both loads of laundry. Now I can head over to the kingdom and see what my dad's up to. Just after 4:30 and I made it to the kingdom and dropped off my dad's laundry. He's just tinkering around on the snow truck, so I'll head on back into WHO-ville and do my weather at 5 p.m. or so. 5:30 and this is the temperature we're sitting at right now. It's 23 degrees Celsius, which is 73 degrees Fahrenheit. We even have the feels like on the bottom. As you can see in the background, it is pretty windy out here and still trying to rain. Now it's time to head inside, let the dogs out before it does rain, make supper, and end my day.
Okay, there's a storm coming. I feel like Les Nessman on location. This wind is unreal. The flags are taking a licking. All right, let's go walk the dogs quickly, drink some beer, make a video, and we'll talk to you guys later.